It's amazing how, as businesses grow and evolve, priorities tend to change. And that's no different in the big business arena of college football. Now, it used to be back in the day that any bowl game was a reward for the team and a way to send the older guys out with one more game and hopefully one more win. But nowadays, it seems, if you aren't playing for a chance at the title, bowl games are expendable. And for those in the position of having a chance to become a professional, it is now a roadblock, not an avenue. Now, as I have said before, just because some guys decide to sit out and make what in most instances is a smart business move, there are still some bowl games that do matter. A great example of that is today's matchup between Sun Belt champion Troy and Conference USA champion UTSA. There will be no opt-outs, and these two teams are going full steam ahead into what should be a hell of a cure bowl as both try and secure their 12th win. But the harsh reality is this situation is now in the minority. Most bowls have more backups than a driver's license test playing, and the best attribute of the experience is the extra practice time for the young guys. Now, while the older crowd, or curmudgeons like my good friend David Cohn over here, won't like it, it is the new era of college football, the renaissance or industrial revolution of the sport, and it won't be changing anytime soon. There is some silver lining, however. I can guarantee you that in 2 years, there will be 6 more bowl games that will definitely matter. So, in aggregate, do bowls really matter anymore? Barely, and it's fading fast. I'm going to bring in my co-host, former Michigan quarterback, NFL free agent technically, David Cohn. Call him, let him know, call him, beep him. You want to reach him. If you want to page him, that's okay. And it's Flaming Dragon Friday, so you know who's sitting to my right.
This is Flaming Dragon!
Flaming Dragon, what say ye?
Not in the best mood this morning.
Not in the best mood this morning. Why not?
Already in the chat?
There's no espresso in the kitchen today.
You're gonna
Look, I might be first world.
You want to talk about
You're
bougie?
gonna let
this man,
that
this
affect
man,
your Friday.
This man.
I am a routine animal, Dave. All right.
You're gonna
We
let
have
that
billions of
external,
dollars.
not
We have
your
no
internal
espresso
being.
in 2 kitchens.
Man, I think it needs to be
Jeez,
stripped
that'd be
of-
like you without candy corn.
No, you gotta be stripped of Flaming Dragon after that.
Yeah,
the
right,
internal
buddy.
flame
You don't
comes
have-
from within.
you don't have-
Can't be external.
You don't got the
I
right
didn't
to
get a
say
little
that,
caffeine.
bud.
I didn't
Sorry.
get a little caffeine this morning.
Sorry,
I'm in a
David,
bad
Michigan.
mood.
This at nighttime. It's 7 in the morning, buddy. Good luck.
That's when I do my best work.
It's not.
Still dark though, isn't it?
It's not.
Technically,
I don't see the
still-
sun until 10
Still on
a.m.,
the clock.
people.
That bakery got robbed about 30 minutes ago, and you're not there. Flaming Dragon,
Oh.
you always accuse me of being bougie because of I talked about charcuterie one time and how I didn't even know it existed until I met Reed.
That was a bougie statement from me. I know that.
Okay, well, I'm saying embrace the bougie.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
I like things a certain way.
Okay.
I like
Fresh
I
food
like
around the house?
fresh. I have a bunch of leather-bound books in my apartment. It smells of rich mahogany. A cute little dog named Baxter.
The man
Someone
did
kicked
pump
off a
Baxter.
bridge.
He did pump Baxter.
Speaking of burritos.
Never forgive Jack Black.
Speaking of burritos, Cone, I want to let you just talk about bowl games because again we've heard your thoughts on.
What are my thoughts?
Can I say what I think you would say?
Yes, yes.
You know, guys, football is about playing as a team. Like it's a team sport. It's a teacher of life. And what are you teaching these young men if you can just say, all right, I don't want to get hurt because, you know, it may screw me up in the future. Oh, forget about you guys. I don't care about y'all anymore. I'm just ready to leave. Is that about close?
I like that.
That's about close.
No, the current status of bowls obviously was a natural consequence of telling some of the games, hey, these are more important and you're going to play in a playoff, right? That we knew that was going to happen. Even when we had the BCS era and you played all the bowl games, but then there was one that was the national championship, you could even start to see it then. Honestly, it also doesn't help that there's a month off. You know, I think a lot of these guys, if they had their bowl game the week after the conference championships, a lot of these guys would play the bowl game. Do you disagree?
No, I've never actually thought about that.
One more week?
I've really never thought about
You're
that.
in the talking
kinda
about
in the
talking about
flow.
you're a routine guy.
Not close
You're a
to the
rhythm
Senior
guy.
Bowl. You're a
I
lot
don't
further
even
away
think
from the
they would
Senior Bowl.
think about opting out because it would just be the natural extension of what is already the regular season. It's that whole month of practice. Think about it. You're already into a different semester technically.
It's not like you
the
can't get
reason
ready.
most of the guys couldn't play bowl games when I was playing is because of the grades kicked in and it was a different academic year. But look, any time that two different teams, and this kind of gets to the point that you were saying you thought I would say. Anytime you get a group of young men competing against another group of young men, it's healthy for our sport. It's healthy for our society. I mean, that's the whole point of this. When I was growing up playing college or playing football in the backyard, it wasn't because I was going to get a paycheck or because I was, thinking about my future in terms of the sport. That's what you do. You go play the football game. So a lot of these guys, like you're saying with the Sun Belt today, yes, awesome for them. And you're saying a lot of the other games have backups in it, but those backups are going to be starters next year. Mm-hmm. So it's really great for them too. I want to make sure everyone understands this. Keep in mind, the NFL isn't going to all of a sudden be able to start taking more and more players. The same amount of players are still going to go pro, and it's very, very few. So a lot of these guys who may opt out because they think they'll have a better chance of going pro, a lot of them are going to be on the outside looking in, and they had an opportunity to play one more football game.
Yeah, and I think you make a very interesting point when you talk about playing it just the week after, because, schematically, you can get ready. It's just like breaking down any other team. David, when I think about this, the bowl situation outside of obviously the 4 and then the 12 when we get to the college football playoff, is it almost like, when you're growing up or even right now, if they're like, your grandparents or some older friend that you have is like, yeah, man, this girl used to be just like unbelievably beautiful back in the day. She's like 85 years old now. It's like in the Titanic, like the old lady that threw the diamond off at the end. It used to be Kate Winslet. Do you think we're going to look back at bowls, like maybe not us, but our kids are going to look at bowl games and be like, hey, here's this 80-year-old woman, but look at this picture of her when she was 22. And they're like, damn. Like, that looks like it was a lot of fun. Well, I tell you what, y'all really enjoyed the bowl games back in the day, but now it's just kind of whatever.
It depends on how the playoff incorporates the bowls, which they've obviously still been trying to do. Think about that Oklahoma and Georgia Rose Bowl we got not that long ago. Yeah. That is one of the best bowl games and one of the best Rose Bowls that I can remember. It just so happened to be one of the semifinals that year, and it was really cool that you got an SEC team playing a Big 12 team in the bowl games. That's one thing I have agreed on is I don't necessarily need to see conference loyalty within the bowl games. The Rose Bowl being the Big 10 and the Pac-12 champion battling it out. I'd love to see it open up for any different teams, which I think could be a positive aspect of having the bowl games integrated with the college football playoff. To me, it's just that anytime you say, hey, this bowl is outside the rotation of what the playoff's going to be, and you can't win the championship if you're over here playing in the Citrus Bowl now, for instance, that is going to be looked at as a lesser opportunity, as a worse contest.
I'm with you. Flaming Dragon, what do you think?
Do bowls matter? Is that the question? Yeah, they matter to a certain extent. But to a guy like me who just loves watching football in general, yeah, they matter. To certain players and coaches, yeah, they matter. But to me, I don't know. Do we need bowls? Let's make like a little NIT thing going on.
Isn't that what they are, though?
Is it though? There's not a crown champion?
There's just not a second round.
Yeah, it's not a crown champion.
Who wants?
Do you really care about the Cheez-It, who sees it bowl between Utah State and Blind Tech?
Do you really care about who wins the NIT in college basketball?
Yeah.
I feel like if you put a banner up that you won the NIT, you should have to take another NCAA tournament banner down. If I'm a college basketball coach, we could win the NIT by 1,000 points.
And I do agree with that. Well, let me ask you this question then. Would you guys rather all of the games that are being played outside of the playoff games this season, all of the bowl games, just not exist this season and not be played?
Oh, no, I want them to play.
Yeah,
of course. Well, then that right there is the answer. They matter.
Yeah, but us. Yeah. But I'm talking about everybody, the players, the coaches, but the majority of the fan base. How excited? If you're a team that's been struggling for a while and you coming back to a bowl, that's that kind of old nostalgic. Yes, we're playing in a bowl game. We did it. Whatever. But some of these bowls, you're looking at them. Let's be honest. Is Ole Miss really that pumped to play Texas Tech?
Well, if they're not, it's their own fault. I think Texas Tech's excited.
Yeah, but they're in two different situations. Look, it's all circumstantial. I think to most of the players, the bowl games still matter because you get gifts and it's an experience. A lot of it, I think, now is where are we going? Like us at South Alabama, we were the fastest Division I team to ever reach a bowl game. We were 6-6, and we were thrilled. And we were playing in Montgomery at the Camellia Bowl against Bowling Green. But we might as well have been playing against the Cowboys at Jerry's World because we were going to bowl game.
Yeah.
Like that's. But some of these schools that have gone to bowl games over and over again, are they super thrilled to be in the Razor scooter, don't fall down and break your wrist bowl.
Well, that's an important point there. You miss a couple bowl eligibility
Oh,
seasons.
did it? Yes.
Then all of a sudden, so we're
It's
talking
still a
about Ole Miss.
marker.
Go win 4 games
Yeah.
next season or 5 games next season and see how excited you are to go play in the Meineke Car Care Bowl after that.
YouTube, it's the most wonderful time of year. And no, I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm talking about when Crane & Company's on. Oh, wait, that's every time of year. Congrats on a great life. Make sure you subscribe.